an apology and a statement, really, from Tim Anderson about the situation from, it felt like a billion years ago, White Sox and Guardians, Jose Ramirez and TA. So TA said, I want to apologize to the entire White Sox organization, my teammates, manager, and coaches, and to the fans for my part in the altercation which took place in Cleveland. This has been an incredibly disappointing season for me personally and for our team. I will not get into the things that were said to me by Cleveland players both Friday night and Saturday, but those comments do not excuse my language or conduct, and I take full responsibility for my emotions getting the better of me. The Cleveland players are free to say whatever they want, but I will just say that no one has more respect for the game of baseball than me. I look forward to returning after serving my suspension and finishing the season playing the best baseball I can to help my team. Jonesy, you go first because we've been on and talked about this a million times. I don't think you've been on with us since the brawl. So what do you got for us on the aftermath now here from TA?
I mean, finally came out and said something. I mean, he's right. He hit it right on the button. It's been a disappointing season for him personally and for the team. I mean, the fight. I don't know what you want to talk about when it comes to a fight. I mean, what you're going to apologize for at this point. I mean, you can apologize to your people firsthand. Okay. I mean, I'm not mad either way. Just again, I think the most important thing is playing good baseball. I think again that happens. Brawls happen. We all been in them, but we turn our page. We turn the pages with the best of them, and we try and play good baseball. And, the White Sox have had a disappointing season, so I think that is just adding on to what's going on with that year. But, hopefully he's in a good mental space personally. At the end of the day, he needs to be in a good mental place. I know, again, a lot of things are going on around him personally. So I just hope that he confines himself in a good mental place and finish this year strong because he's a hell of a player. And I think he's to be a free agent or has a player option, but who wants to go into the offseason on a downswing?
Yeah, he's got one more year after this with the White Sox, I believe. Is it an option?
He's got one more year.
Yeah, it's one more year. One important point that you brought up that makes me think, when two players get in a brawl, because Jose Ramirez did this too with his apology statement, do they have to apologize for getting in a fight, that part of it? Like, do players usually do that?
I didn't think they did.
I don't think so. Like, Jose Ramirez did it too, and I'm thinking back and I'm like, why? I don't need you to apologize for getting in a little brawl. Like, it was an entertaining part of the sport. It happened. All good. You want to apologize like in private to the league or some players, coaches. I don't think like fans deserve an apology for two dudes going at it. It's not like this is happening all the time or, you know what I'm saying? Am I missing something here? Wait, why are we even doing apologies?
I don't want to apologize for getting suspended, maybe, but
to your team,
it's going to happen. But you don't need to apologize to the fans. It was entertaining.
If you get kicked out of a game for arguing balls and strikes, do you apologize?
I mean, I didn't. But
like, do you
maybe
put out
Jonesy
a statement?
did. Perhaps he never got ejected, so he's too nice. So he doesn't have to worry about this.
Jonesy, why do we have apologies in general? Like, why did either guy need to apologize?
I think that's the PR behind it. It was like, oh yeah, just. It's a bad situation, get ahead of it. And it's like everybody loved it. Nobody on both sides of it. Again, it was, you got, I forgot the guy's name, but the announcer, he's going viral with his Down Goes Anderson because he has such an iconic voice when he screams. But it's like, what are you apologizing for? Again, you can apologize, hey, man, I'm hurting my team because I'm not playing these games. These are important games down the stretch. Okay, you can apologize for something like that. But apologizing for getting in an altercation, hey, I ain't never seen a hockey player apologize for fighting and getting, whatever, or a soccer player fighting and getting a red card. You don't apologize for a fight. You fight. And it's like, okay, hey, I'm sorry for the suspension, but, hey, I ain't sorry for the aggression I showed. I don't care.
Hey, I saw. Go ahead, Kratzy.
No, I was just going to say, why is it so late? And you don't need to apologize. Just make a statement. Like, this happened so long ago. Like, the whole timing of everything has been so brutal. Like,
why did it take so long?
Right.
Why did it take so long? Why didn't he make his...
It's not about the statement either.
But also, why didn't he do this in person? Why is it on Instagram?
Well, you're going to get questions regardless from report. Is this to try
but
and
he
say,
doesn't
I'm not going to
questions.
talk about it? Well,
he hasn't answered questions.
But that's not smart. You need to talk at some point, or otherwise everyone's just going to bother you more about it.
I agree. But he has not. I mean, he has not answered one question. He hasn't spoken to the media since.
But he's going to eventually. He's
When?
never going to talk to the media.
I don't want to say hides. He's not there. I was there last weekend. He wasn't around. He was when the media was allowed in. I saw him only in the training room, but I didn't go back there because But I mean, everyone else was in their locker when the media was in there. And then my question is, I saw Tom Hamilton yesterday, and we had a nice laugh. Well, as soon as I see him, I'm like, down goes Anderson. And he started laughing. He's like, of course you'd say that. He's like, and then I see Jose Ramirez, and I just went like, he's like, no, Poppy, no, Poppy. And I was like
in a joke or a laugh?
Yeah, no. He was laughing about it. He was laughing. He's like, he goes, I don't want to lose again or something like that. And I was like, dude, I don't know that you lost that one.
He didn't lose.
I know. Dude, he's awesome. So if you know Jose Ramirez at all, he is awesome. He is funny as hell. And I also got to talk to Tito about it. And I said to Tito, I said, listen, you and Jose schooled the White Sox organization on how to handle this. And he's like,
after the fact.
After. Not the fight. The fight is the fight.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how to handle it because Jose came out right away and said, I apologize to Tim Anderson, which he didn't even have to do. He could have just said, whatever. But then Tito, remember after the game, was the guy's like, how was his left hook? And he's like, his right hook's not funny. But like they handled it right. And I feel like the White Sox haven't even talked about it still. Whether it's Pedro Grifol or Tim Anderson. Now, Tim Anderson put a statement out, great. But how do you not? I mean, I don't know. Jonesy, maybe you can speak to this a little bit more, and Kratzy, but I don't understand how, as a player, you don't say this in person, and even if you have a note card like this, and you're like, here's my statement, and then just move on from it instead of putting it out on Instagram where there's no reaction at all.
There's comments.
It doesn't mean
who
cares
anything.
About comments.
No,
I mean, people comment on stupid shit all the time.
I know what you're saying is it doesn't provide an excuse, say Jonesy, to put something out there and then say, well, now I'm not going to talk to anyone else about it ever again. Also, it's not that big of a. I know it's a big deal, like pride wise, but he didn't get in trouble. He got suspended for a fight, and you didn't like the result. Okay, cool. We've all been there.
You did nothing illegal. That's the thing.
It's all good.
So it's okay to fight within your sport. Now, if you did it at a bar, that's different. You did nothing illegal. Seriously. But I mean, that's just with the era of social media. You see it. The agents put out statements. Players put out statements through their agents. Things are written up for on your Instagram stories. It's just a social media era. It's now that the person can do it themselves, and they can do it in a way that is non-confrontational, I should say. Because again, AJ, like you said, when you're in there with the media, there's cameras on you, there's mics all over the place. Everybody's getting the sound bit, and there could be 10 people in there want to talk about the story, and everybody's going to talk about it completely different. If you do it through your social media and however you feel like doing it, you can start your own narrative and answer whatever question and then be done with it. That's how it is nowadays. And leave all the comments, let all the people comment on you underneath, and you can be done with it that way. The social media era, it just allows that to be a little bit easier, unfortunately.
Did you guys see the thing on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, where somebody put up his statement and then they put it into Chat GPT, and it was the exact same. It was like the exact same thing. Yeah. So it's like, wait a minute. I don't know. I mean, you guys, again, we can move on from this, but
Chat
to me, it just means more.
Is writing every.
Well, I know
every student's essay.
That's why it's funny. I know my kids have done it. They showed me.
It was John Morant's.
Yeah, but my thing is, isn't it mean more? And listen, again, social media age, I get it, but doesn't it mean more if you're the person you're standing there and you say, "I'm sorry," to the camera, and you don't have to take questions. White Sox have a press,
you do have to. But
is he going to hide from the press for the rest of his career?
No, that's my point. Eventually, you just talk and it's all good.
Then it's over with.
And I get same thing. What Jonesy's saying is, if there's a criminal case involved or something really serious going on, you just say, something's under investigation. I'm not allowed to talk about it right now. This is just some shit that went down.
But what he's going to say is the question is, hey, we got in a fight. I mean, it sucks that I'm hurting my team by missing some games afterwards. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I think more questions were created. Two things. One is, I think if I'm the reporter, right, I'm asking what was said, even if he just says I'm not going to say it, because he's like, I'm not going to get into what was said back and forth with us. So I'd want to know, what's being said. If there was something that said that you felt crossed the line and caused you to want to fight, people want to hear about it. You can just say, hey, this happens all the time. I'm not going to tell you what conversations were going on. My second question, which I feel like you probably would get a response to, is do you feel like you were either like disrespecting the game or being too aggressive with the way that you were slapping on a tag? I actually don't feel like he was. I feel like the tag was fine. So that's actually a spot, Jonesy, for him to be like, yeah, I feel like I slap tags like that all the time. And like he was being soft about it.
I mean, maybe I just think this was just brewing. It's just been brewing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been brewing. Everybody needed it. It needed to happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes when it just needed to happen. The explosion needed to happen. I think just everybody just they play each other so much. Them two have been going against each other for, I mean, they're basically their entire careers. So it's just something that just needed to happen. And you know, it's like brothers fighting. You know what I mean? Like they're great competitors. Like next time, hey, you never know them. You know, you might see a hug out of them. I doubt it, but it's part of the game. It's part of being between the lines. And you take the good with the bad, and you roll with the punches, literally.
I would pay for a hug out of it.
That ain't happening.
To charity.
Listen, that ain't happening.
You could raise
a
lot of money for charity.
I don't think it's happening from TA's side. I don't know about Jose.
Jose would definitely hug it out.
Yeah, but I don't know about TA. TA is not. I don't think he's in the hugging mood right now.
Okay. He's too embarrassed. This is why it's all taken so long to come out.